Coming up next on KPBS Evening Edition, San Diego City Councilwoman Marty Emerald says new fire stations are a public safety priority. She'll join us to explain how the city can make that a reality.
Also, San Diego has hit a record for recycling. And we begin our series on aging with a look at how social trends will affect elderly care. KPBS Evening Edition starts now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amitha Sharma, in for Joanne Farian.
And I'm Dwayne Brown. The amphibious assault ship USS Macon Island left San Diego for its first deployment along with 2 other vessels today. The Navy wouldn't say exactly where the amphibious Ready Group is headed, but vessels from San Diego typically sail to the Western Pacific and Middle East for 6 or 7 months. That means hundreds of military families will be separated for the holidays.
San Diego County health officials say the whooping cough epidemic is slowing. KPBS reporter Marissa Cabrera joins us. So, Marissa, last year we had a record number of cases and 2 infants died. Where are we today?
Well, Amitha, the important thing is that we're not where we were last year. And we actually put some numbers together to show you. Now, last year, from January to October of 2010, there were 810 reported whooping cough cases in San Diego County. Flash forward to this year, from January to October of 2011, there have only been 394, and that's down by nearly 50%.
So, Marissa, what are health officials attributing the decline to?
Well, for one, county health officials are saying, look, the epidemic is slowing. But another thing that they did earlier this year, back in January, they rolled out a robust campaign to really get the word out about vaccinations. So they targeted vulnerable populations like seniors and children, and really went out into the communities with clinics to vaccinate these people. We also have to remember that earlier this year, this summer, there is a law that requires all 7th to 12th graders to show proof that they've also been vaccinated before they enroll in school.
But people who get vaccinated can still get infected, right?
That's true, but the chances of that actually happening are pretty slim. The message here to really take away is that the epidemic is slowing, but pertussis is still in our community.
Thank you, KPBS reporter Marissa Cabrera.
Warnings from police of potential violence have caused the University of California Regents to cancel their meeting this week. That meeting was scheduled on the campus of UC San Francisco. The board may meet later this month at another venue after being told rogue elements intent on violence and confrontation with campus police would disrupt planned peaceful demonstrations. People in the city of San Diego are recycling paper, plastic, aluminum, and bottles at a greater rate compared to a year ago. The state mandates all cities recycle 50% of their waste. San Diego's rate is now a record 68%. We went to a recycling center in Miramar to see how it's all sorted and eventually reused and resold.
About 65 people a day at this facility sort the stuff we properly recycle on these noisy conveyor belts, separating paper, plastic, bottles, aluminum cans, and other metal. This is where it's all broken down and eventually bundled to be sold and reused as commodities, such as paper, plastic, and wood. When it comes to recycling, San Diego has one of the lowest contamination rates in the state. That means folks are tossing less trash into recycling bins, and the mayor says it's a good thing.
We've set a new San Diego record with the recycling rate of 68%. In other words, 68% of all trash in San Diego is recycled instead of dumped in the landfill.
The 2% increase from a year ago means a month's worth of landfill space, where it's scheduled to reach capacity in about 10 or 11 years.
Just last year, we added rigid plastics to the list of materials we accept in the curbside recycling program. We estimate that we have collected about 750 tons of these materials, a good start as we encourage residents to recycle rigid plastics. This year, we're going to add another commodity to our recycling stream. Cartons, such as those used for milk and juice, will now be accepted in our blue bins.
Now, there's plenty of money to be made with recycling, too. Recyclers like the Allen Company we visited pay the city a franchise fee, and a percentage of its profits actually go to the city when that material is sold. The state's goal is for everyone to recycle 75% of their waste by 2020.
The America's Cup yacht races have returned to San Diego Bay. It's been 16 years since America's Cup sailors last competed in U.S. waters. 9 teams from 7 countries put their high-tech catamarans through their paces today. Racing officially kicks off Wednesday. Spectators can watch from shore this time with good viewing spots along the Embarcadero and Shelter Island.
Well, the weekend rain may have us thinking less about fire, but it's on the mind of the San Diego City Council today. Amitha and her guests have more on this topic over at the Evening Edition Roundtable.
San Diego is still in the midst of fire season. It's no secret that the city needs more fire stations, not just to fight blazes, but to respond to medical emergencies. A study says San Diego could use at least 10 new fire stations. Joining me to talk about the findings is San Diego City Councilwoman Marty Emerald. Councilwoman, welcome.
Thank you.
So the study shows that the city needs at least 10 new fire stations in the short term at a cost of $100 million. What do you think of that conclusion?
This was the Citygate report that was produced for my committee, the Public Safety Neighborhood Services Committee, in the last year. And we do need the fire stations because the city has grown since we last invested in new fire stations. We have different traffic patterns and obstacles for vehicles getting from one place to another. And since the bulk of the calls that our fire rescue department gets are for medical emergencies, we all know that every second counts when somebody is suffering from a cardiac arrest or has been seriously injured in a car accident or a home accident. And so every moment counts. And we need to do our very, very best to cut down on the time it takes for our fire rescue crews and ambulances to get to that site and tend to somebody who's been injured. Right now, on average, the national standard is to have our vehicles, our paramedics there within 5 minutes. On average, we're getting to the site in 5 minutes, 15 seconds, only 55% of the time. And so that's a red flag. Now, we could say we could lower the standards. We could perhaps get these roving crews, the fast response squads out there to help out. But bottom line, this city needs to start making an investment again. The city put maintenance of all of its properties on hold for many, many years. And at some point, we just have to bite the bullet and start building these kinds of facilities that we need to keep people safe and to keep people alive.
Well, what about making that investment? It's clear the city does not have money to pay for at least 10 new fire stations. After the 2003 Cedar fire, twice the city placed measures on the ballot to fund firefighting. Twice voters rejected those measures. Given the findings of this study, might we again see another measure on the ballot?
Down the road, possibly so. But in the meantime, if voters are saying, nope, you've got to do your job with this pool of money, then we need to start setting some very, very clear priorities. And I believe the #1 priority of government is public safety. Our police department, our fire rescue department, our lifeguards. And as we face budget deficits going forward because of the economy and because of the underfunded pension that past councils and mayors passed on to all of us here in San Diego, then we've got to start making some very, very tough calls. So it's either the public's got to be willing to pay a little bit more, or this city has to get serious about what the most important job of government is, and in my mind, that's public safety. Now, that was the big list that Citygate came up with. What our committee did, rather than taking another report and sticking it on a shelf, is, okay, this is life and death. This is probably the most important project we could undertake, and we created a working group which included top brass at our fire rescue department, included some city staff, the mayor's office was involved, our committee was involved, and we came up with what we call a 5-year financial outlook of our own. The mayor's office creates a 5-year outlook, which is the mayor's wish list and where the priorities ought to be. We want to incorporate this, our 5-year outlook for fire rescue, into the citywide outlook, setting priorities for funding. And that's what's coming on the council docket tomorrow. It's been continued until tomorrow so our fire chief can be there. And we're asking the city council to bless this blueprint and then pass it on to the mayor, whether it's Jerry Sanders or whoever the next mayor is, to please incorporate this. Make public safety the priority it needs to be. And let's start talking about building and designing fire stations, paying for academies, buying the equipment that we need.
So you say, let's start talking about it. You know, this has been a topic of discussion for a good part of the decade. What is it going to take for voters to understand that the onus is on them to some extent? And is there the leadership, is there the will among San Diego politicians to make that case strongly to voters?
Well, there were those of us who did try to make that case, that if we don't bring new revenues into this city, at least for a limited period of time, we're going to have a hard time providing core services. Also, it's not just the city. And this has been a recurring theme for me. It's kind of a hot issue for me. And that is that in the early 90s, California voters approved a sales tax increase, Prop 172. And every county in this state has been receiving vast amounts of money to build and expand fire departments. Every county in the state except for San Diego County. That Prop 172 money amounts to an average of $250 million a year. The city of San Diego sees maybe at most $8 million. We need greater equity and greater cooperation among agencies to build a regional fire protection agency, I believe, that will do the job and keep all of us safe in this region.
Very quickly, what is gained by this study?
What's gained is it's an objective look at the very real needs for fire rescue in this city. And I think that the information is indisputable. Our working group came up with a 5-year action plan to put this in motion, like build out that Mission Valley Fire Station that's been put off for so long, start design on Home Avenue, Skyline, areas that have for years been underserved. And let's make public safety a priority. Let's put our money where our mouths are.
Councilwoman Emerald, thank you so much for speaking to us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
As one old-timer once told me, just keep on living. From our community desk, we begin our series on aging with a look at how some San Diegans are growing old alone. And a look at how breast cancer became very personal for our very own science and tech reporter. This is KPBS Evening Edition.
Tonight on KPBS, at 8 on Antiques Roadshow, a special edition that celebrates the season with a cornucopia of appetizing antiques and delectable collectibles for and about eating and drinking. Then at 9, Simply the Best showcases objects deemed the finest examples of their kind ever seen on Antiques Roadshow. And at 10, Henry Louis Gates Jr. travels across America, coming face to face with people who live with Lincoln every day on Looking for Lincoln. That's tonight on KPBS.
Why the hell should they sleep like babies and I have nightmares?
For Holocaust survivors, justice has been difficult to find.
Individuals took up the hunt, maybe because governments failed.
Whatever has been done because justice had not been served.
Untold stories in the search for elusive justice.
Watch Elusive Justice, Tuesday at 9 on KPBS. KPBS Evening Edition is made possible by Joan and Irwin Jacobs and by
A San Diego gerontologist describes the aging of baby boomers like the Titanic coming into the port of San Diego. Whether we have a dock big enough to receive the ship will depend on planning, and for most people it will also depend on family. As part of our Envision series on aging in San Diego, KPBS reporter Tom Fudge looks at how social trends may affect elderly care.
Lunch is served at the Gary and Mary West Wellness Center in downtown San Diego. The people who dine here and use the services tend to live at or below the poverty level. But part-time staffer Peggy Shannon, who arrived here when she needed help, says the sense of community is very strong.
They are just like family to me down here. And I know that I can call on them anytime if they need to take me to the doctor, or if I'm too sick to go grocery shopping, they'll go for me.
The need for that kind of support is keen among these old folks, many of whom either have no family or are separated from them by thousands of miles. Steve Hall, a clinical services director who works at the Wellness Center, says he often tries to contact family when clients become infirm but comes up empty.
Many times we ask for emergency contacts for a family member in a situation that I just described, and there aren't anyone. There's not anyone.
Aging alone is a product of individual realities, but also societal trends. Birth rates have fallen from nearly 4 children per woman at the height of the baby boom to less than 2 children in the late 70s. Increasing mobility also means even if you have kids, they may live far away. San Diego State gerontologist Jungwon Min says this all happens against a backdrop of a society where fewer and fewer working adults are caring for more and more elderly people.
But if you go up, now you can see some triangle shapes changes to more of a silo.
And if you think all those boomers who will be at the top of the silo in 2030 will rely on formal care in nursing homes, think again. Min says the past shows us informal care from family members is a crucial part of caring for the aging, despite the common belief that American families are abandoning the old.
In fact, no, that's not true. Approximately about 75% of all the caregivings in the United States is currently provided by family members or informal caregiving.
The people I spoke with at the Wellness Center had various answers to my question of what they would do when it came time for someone to care for them. 73-year-old Queen Johnson has no spouse or children, but she said she can rely on what she calls her extended family, her close circle of friends.
I have a very good network, which is an extended family, since I don't have children or sisters and brothers, but I do have an extended family, which is very supportive.
Min says as old people have fewer young people to depend on, public policy must find a way to provide more formal care for the elderly in San Diego and lend support to informal care. He adds that in his Korean background, the eldest son is expected to take care of his parents when they get old. His parents still live in Korea, and Jong-min is their eldest son.
And because I live long distance from them, because my parents currently live in Korea, it comes also with a huge sense of the guilt that I'm not there to really to help them with many things.
Our series on aging in San Diego continues tomorrow with a look at end-of-life care.
Breast cancer is the second most common diagnosed cancer among American women. This year, 230,000 new cases of breast cancer are expected in the U.S. It's a disease that is personal to us at KPBS. One of our own science and technology reporter, Peggy Pico, was diagnosed with breast cancer a few months ago. Peggy, thank you so much for speaking to us openly about this topic today. You were a registered nurse before you became a medical and science reporter. How were you diagnosed with cancer?
I was diagnosed on a routine mammogram, and they actually didn't find anything the first time around. And I went in, and I was kind of mad because I had lots to do. So they called me back a second time, and they're like, we're just a little suspicious. We think there's something going on here. They found something the second time against my protesting over mammograms and this and that, you know, as the science reporter, I'm looking at the machine, and then they found an ultrasound. They did an ultrasound right away, and they found a lump up in the upper quadrant, outer quadrant. Well, as a nurse, I know that 90% of the breast cancers are found in the upper outer quadrant. So as soon as I saw it, I told the doctor and said, is that breast cancer? And they were hesitant to say yes, but they're like, it looks mighty suspicious, but I knew right away.
So how does your background, your professional background, both as a journalist and as a nurse, impact your treatment?
It has a lot, and I would have to say bless the doctors and the researchers and everybody who's had to deal with me, because from day one, I brought in stacks of research that I had found. You know, have you seen this one? Have you seen this one? What about this treatment? I certainly knew every step of the way what was happening, for good and bad. The good being that I wasn't afraid. Maybe I didn't ever have a moment where I was afraid, but I was very demanding in finding out what exactly is this drug doing? What about this research? How are you using it? What are the percentages? Put me in this grid to tell me my survival rate. So certainly my nursing background and my reporting, my journalism, I asked a bunch of questions, and I still do to this day. So I challenge the caregivers constantly in saying, prove to me why I should get radiation. Prove to me why this chemo works better. What about this research? Why are you on this? So I haven't been the nice, I guess I've been nice. I've just been a very demanding patient.
Well, what insight did this experience, or is this experience giving you for those people who don't have your professional background in terms of what they go through when they get a diagnosis like this?
That's a great question, because to me it comes natural, of course, to ask these sorts of questions. I would say ask your questions. Do your homework, ask your questions. And the physicians, I went to UCSD Morris Cancer Center, they were open to that. Our appointments would last 45 minutes, and I wasn't unusual from that. But I would come in with a list of questions, and everyone tells you to do that, the American Cancer Society. I'd have 10, 12, 15 questions and check them off. I would say...
How were those questions received?
Excellent, excellent. The poor med students, sometimes they'd be a little bit shaking in their boots. I'm like, you know, I know the research on this. Why don't you go look up something? But the actual physicians and the nurses there they were thrilled. They want you to be part of the team, and I think that's a difference in how things, at least on my imagination. I've never been such a partner in my treatment before, and they want you to bring the questions, and they want to make sure that you're satisfied.
So you're still in treatment right now. What options were you given for treatment, and how did they differ from those in the past?
Well, that's a great question, because I just assumed that I would go in, get the mastectomy, have some radiation, have some chemo, and be done with it, almost like treating the flu. Like, oh, it's breast cancer. Oh, this is how you deal with it. Just move on. But it wasn't that way. There were a lot of options. There's surgery, of course. They're not really options. They sort of give you the treatment plan. Surgery, for me, surgery, chemo, and radiation. I haven't had the radiation in the midst of chemo, and then some follow-up drugs. That's pretty much the way they've treated breast cancer for the past 10 years. The surgery's changed a little bit. I have an excellent plastic surgeon who actually did the tumor removal. So the surgeries have changed a little bit. What's really changed is the chemo is very specific to your genetic type of tumor. So they'll take out the tumor, they'll study it and say, like, I have a very specific type of tumor that responds to hormones, let's say. And somebody else might have a very different kind. Well, they still treat you with chemo. The difference is they know that this particular chemo works best on my kind of cancer as opposed to a chemo that might work on somebody else's cancer. So that's sort of the difference I've seen.
Very quickly, what surprises you most about having cancer?
The thing that surprised me the most so far has been the support. I mean, it really, I thought as a nurse, as a journalist, I know what's going on. I don't need any support. I got support from the American Cancer Society, from UCSD Morris Cancer Center. I mean, the support, and when I mean support, it's very practical. People giving you rides and things like that. I think that's what surprised me the most, and how accepting everybody was of, you know, me being bald and going through cancer and just like, very accepting of it.
Peggy, our discussion here kicks off an ongoing series on Evening Edition about cancer treatments. You're going to come on the show again. You're going to bring experts. What topics can we look forward to in about 20 seconds?
Okay, 20 seconds. Research, how it's working, how long does it take to go from the lab bench to the bedside. We are going to talk about support systems, specifically cancer specialists who do psychology and counseling. And I think the future of cancer and what's happening right here in San Diego and how it can help people here.
Peggy, thank you so much to speak to us.
It's good to share.
The widening wealth gap between the rich and poor is affecting older and younger generations differently. We'll take a closer look in our public square in just a moment. This is KPBS Evening Edition.
I'm Jeffrey Brown. On the next NewsHour, Harry Belafonte on his life story as a singer, actor, and civil rights activist. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
On Masterpiece Mystery. The treasure. Do you have it? What?
Sherlock Holmes.
We're obviously looking at a suicide.
That does seem the only explanation of all the facts.
Wrong. It's one possible explanation of some of the facts.
Can you not keep doing this, please?
Sherlock on Masterpiece Mystery.
Sunday at 9 on KPBS.
In the last year, KPBS News has been honored with nearly 36 awards. I'm extremely proud of these honors, and I thank you for your support as we continue to serve our local communities with award-winning news coverage in the years to come.
Welcome back to the Public Square on KPBS Evening Edition. Tonight, we're asking whether you're concerned about the growing gap between the rich and poor in the U.S. National polls show most Americans believe the opportunity to improve their lot is disappearing, and the widening wealth gap between the rich and poor is affecting older and younger generations differently. While the net worth of older Americans has gone up over the last 25 years, the net worth of younger Americans has gone down. So is the American dream still attainable? We've already received some responses through our Public Insight Network. Chris tells us, as George Carlin once said, it's called the American dream because you'd have to be asleep to believe it. But another audience member, Annette, says the American dream is still reachable, just not so easily. I'm 25, she says, and just finishing my BA, and I'm hopefully starting my MA fall 2012. I'm in debt, but not too much. I think my generation has to stay at home longer to achieve the American dream later in life. What's your impression? Do you still believe in the American dream? Do you think you can make a better life for yourself than your parents? And how do you view your children's prospects? Help us cover this story by joining our Public Insight Network. Go to kpbs.org/pin to share your story. And now, Dwayne has a recap of tonight's top stories.
San Diego County's health agency says the whooping cough epidemic is slowing. The number of reported cases are down by 50% compared to a year ago. Recycling rates in the city of San Diego have hit a record high of 68%. The state mandates all cities recycle at least half of their trash. And the amphibious assault ship USS Macon Island left San Diego on its first deployment today. The Navy wouldn't specify exactly where the group is headed, but will likely be away for 6 to 7 months. You can watch and comment on any of the stories you saw tonight on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.